Chodachi Balacha Hak Kawat Charger Shuk Biliwalagoshik Biaship Bagadak Upsalogesh Kogogawok. Hello and welcome. My name is Della BigHair Stump. I'm the artist. I'm a seamstress. I'm a designer, fashion designer, indigenous fashion designer. I come to you from the Northern Plains. I am Upsaloga, Crow Nation of Crow Agency, Montana. And this is my first time here. I always applied to the Cherokee Art Market, and I get approved, and somehow something always, something happens, and I'm unable to make it. Right now, back home, we are celebrating Native American Month, and I talk to, I go to local schools on my reservation, and the kids are getting into fashion now. Indigenous fashion is getting very popular right now. There's so many designers right now, which I'm so happy about. I think that is so amazing. Every tribe has their own design. I come from the Upsaloga. We have our own style of beading. We'll get into my traditional style and my fashion style right now, but I want to start off with I have two models. They're my girls. I have my youngest daughter, Angela, and I have my daughter-in-law with me. And so right now I have a website, upsalogadesignsbydella.com. You can follow me. I'm on all social media. So right now I'm showing my ready-wear. Ready-wear is where I take pictures of my beadwork, my drawings, and then I take a picture of it and I can put it on fabric. So Tony here is wearing a print of elk teeth. Some people think it's shells. We'll talk about that more after. So this is the ready wear. I have all sizes. I have, I think, up to 8 designs. If you go on my website, you can see all the different designs. They have extra small up to 6X. They have pockets, long sleeve. Okay. I'm not too fond of purple, but she likes purple, so I made this for her style. Okay, thank you, Tony. Okay, and this is Angela. I have leggings, I have backpacks, I have t-shirts. Show the backpack. So all this is my beadwork, and I can put it on fabric now and make it active wear. I have tote bags. I wish I have nothing right now, but at my booth, I do have like some jewelry. I have stickers and stuff, so you can check out my booth. I'm at 314. Okay, can go change. Thank you, Angela. This is my youngest baby. And then now, they're gonna go change into, I can print fabric now. If you go on my website, you can purchase fabric by the yard now. I work with Spoonful, and so at the bottom there, you can purchase fabric. So I purchased some of my fabric, and then so the next set they will come in. So I come to you from the plains. I am Upsaloga, and we have 9 colors in our beadwork. We never use black. This is our traditional style. One of our dresses, a lot of times we use the tray cloth. That is our main source of fabric into our traditional elk tooth dress. So as you can see there, some people always think it's shell, but we're from the plains and we use the elk. Elk only have 2 teeth on top. And so back then, when you had a full dress of elk teeth, you were considered wealthy. Your husband was an amazing hunter. So that was how we were labeled. And there is only a handful of dresses as of right now that have the real elk tooth. They also did the bone. My grandma used to always use the ribs of the elk or the deer, and she would carve it into elk teeth, like an elk, the elk teeth, and then they would also put it on their dresses. So I have the right to make our own traditional dresses right now. I was taught, and then now I teach my younger sisters, and now they're doing it for their daughters. I use a lot of elk teeth in my fashion. And I always have to explain that when I go to different places because a lot of people don't realize about the elk and then they only have 2 teeth. I started my fashion line in 2016. As you can see, I have my native regalia. My grandparents would have a little table on the side, and there was always stuff, projects going on, beaded belts, leggings. My grandpa, my papa, my mom's dad was a war bonnet holder, so he always did his feather work in the back room. And so I would go and check on papa, and he'll be sitting there doing his thing. And he had the right to make these war bonnets. And now that papa's gone, it's gone to my uncle, and my uncle has the right to make war bonnets now. And so as I was talking about how I have my own fabrics now, so I incorporate a lot of my own designs for any special occasion. I also do men's shirts. I have men's wear on my website right now. So this is a velveteen, and this is my beadwork. And then a lot of the youth now use it for prom or homecoming. I'm honored that a lot of the youth are, incorporating their attire with native fashion nowadays. You can turn around. It's pretty short, huh? Is it short under? Okay. Not too bad? Okay, you can take it off. So this one is my pretty in pink wear, and then you can wear this during the day. And then when you want to start dancing, you can take it off. Dance night. Use that as a shawl, or if you're running to your car and it's raining, you can cover it around you. All right, thank you, Tony. Okay, and Angela, that's velvet right there. And then Angela is coming down with, this is a cotton print. I think the satin is more, you can see the color more. This is cotton. And you can wash these. I wash these, can iron. I make skirts out of them. So this is a floral that I made for her when she was young. So now I took a photo, high-end photo of it and cropped it. There's a lot of editing. I do a lot of my own stuff. I did my own website. I do my own business cards. I do everything on my own. Okay, yep. Thank you. So going back to my Upsaloga with my grandparents, they would all sit there every morning. I mean, something's going, there's a table, there's like so many stuff going on. They would all sit there, my grandma and my grandma's sisters, my other grandmas. We call grandma Kala, so that's how we say it in Crow, Kala, and then grandpa is Kaga. So I see all my Kalas sitting there, they would make breakfast. They just work all day. And this was every day. So growing up, I'd see that, and I always wanted to incorporate what I see every day into what I wear. They showed me the style of beadwork and then our dancing attire. They're like, okay, you're growing up now. You have to sit down. Look, this is what we do. And so they showed me the colors and how to bead, how to make dresses, and what was what. I would always get clothing and I would cut it to my size or put something on there, put a design on there, paint or bead something, bead earrings. And so I wanted to do something like that. I'm self-taught. I didn't go to school for this, but the teachings from my grandparents from generation to generation is something that you can't go to school for. And I'm very honored to keep my teachings alive from my grandparents. People always ask me, aren't you selling your designs? Aren't you selling? I'm like, no. And on my website, I always get people, can non-natives wear this? I'm like, yes. I'm keeping these teachings alive. I'm keeping these designs alive. Like every tribe is different. No two tribes are the same. And I was getting back to our beadwork. We don't use black in our beadwork. Maybe if we're beading a girl, maybe for the hair, or if we're making feathers, the feather tips, we can put black on there, but never in our tribal designs do we use black. We have like 9 colors and we always outline it, and we're the straight stitch people. We don't go back and forth like on this elk tooth dress, the top part, the yoke part, is a back, forth, back, forth. We use 2 needles. We tack down every 2 or 3. It depends on what you're making. Designs take a while. The colors have to match. There's so many things to it. As you can see on my beaded bodice there, it's all straight stitch. There's the flower I did at first, and then I filled it in the back. And then when I got into this art world, I was all new. My first art show was at the Herd at Phoenix, Arizona. And I didn't know what I was doing then, you know. I was like, okay, so I made 2 gowns. I made one out of the tray cloth, and I put beadwork on there. My second piece, I used the buffalo parfleche. I had to scrape the hair off. I got to soak it. I got to shape it to, you should have seen me. It was like I was wrestling with my mannequin and trying to get that parfleche to stick on there. And then I freehand painted it. So when I went there, I ribboned twice. So the red dress is in the Smithsonian right now. I have 2 dresses in the Smithsonian. And that was my first art show. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I ribboned. The couture is where I make the whole gowns with applique. If not applique, then I use beadwork. So my collection, my newest collection is based off my beaded bodice here. And this was Angela's prom dress that she told me that she was going to prom on the weekend, and it was Tuesday. So I'm always a fabric hoarder. I see shiny stuff. I love shiny. I love color. So the applique on there is flowers. She's like, I want flowers and I want pink. So I had to go digging in the garage. I have so many totes in my garage of fabric. My husband's always like, okay, hon, you need to start downsizing. And I'm like, no. Show the back. Oh, okay. Okay, Tony. Okay. And Tony is using another same fabric, more of a classic. So during the day, Tony's the being classy during the day, and then say at night you want to let loose and dance, so you can take the inner part out and it'll be just the shorty. So I do all my, there's a Cricut out now where you can have things cut out for you. I'm old school, I can't do that. My son bought one and he's like, you can use it with me, Mom. And I can't. I have to draw everything out, cut everything out by my, so all that is my applique. Then I iron everything on, then I sew everything again. Show the back. So this is the day and night look. Thank you, Tony. Hold the bottom. So that was my Pretty in Pink collection. That was all the beaded bodice here. And everything I do myself, they always say, you should, get help. My husband's always like, you should hire help. You should hire your sisters. But I'm like a perfectionist. They would probably do it and I'll probably take it out and redo everything. But I do everything myself. I have a little workroom in my house. I have the main fabrics that I use is the wool, maybe because it's so sturdy. And so I use that all the time, and I put a lot of applique work. I'll be displaying this dress also with another dress that's wool, and it has real elk tooth bone on there. So it's going to be at my booth at 314 if you guys want to see. But going back to the elk teeth, I wanted to talk. So this dress here, this was my first dress that I ever made when I first got taught. So these are plastic. So that's the good thing about today, that we have our own plastic. You can go to like a trading post and get plastic elk teeth now for $100 by the bag. And then, so at the time I made my own leggings and moccasins. I used the wool, the red wool there. I showed in Paris Fashion Week in 2018 at the Eiffel Tower. So when I went there, I wanted to get something that represent where I was. So I purchased this scarf here. But the address would basically be about, I think this was 400 teeth on here. Some of them go all the way down. So the older ones now, the real teeth, man, they are heavy, really heavy. And can you imagine wearing wool in the summertime at a powwow? And we have to wear that all day. So it gets pretty, you get pretty sweaty there, but we always wear an inner dress, a cotton inner dress, because the wool isn't too comfortable. But that's what we wear. So this one, I wanted something thin. So this is like a wool felt blend. And it's very airy, it's very light, but I did use the wool for the ends and the bottom. People always thought this was leather. Okay, oh, it's not leather. I said, no. But we do have leather dresses too. We have buckskin dresses. So we have the buckskin dress, we have the elk tooth dress, we also have the nez pierce. We also traded with the nez pierce. So we have a wing dress with them, and also our cotton dresses. So I washed this a few times. I wash everything by hand. So some of the beads here will come out. I made this in year 2000. This is 23 years old. So I still use this today when I dance. I'm a dancer too. We're very culturally strong in my people, in my family. I'm a sun dancer. We go in a sweat lodge daily. Each tribe has their own. We have our dances, we have our powwows, we have our tobacco society, we have clans. When I spoke about where I came from, about the clans, I come from the Whistling Water and child of the Big Lodge. We use our clan system as of now. We have 6 clans: the Whistling Water, the Big Lodge. You take your mother's clan, and your father is the child. You're the child, and we use this for prayers. And when we need help, we call out for our clan aunts and our uncles for these prayers, because we want good things to happen, and good things always happen. There's the Whistling Water, Big Lodge, Greasy Mouth, Pagan, Bat, Wardeets, Ties, the Bundle clan. We have 8 districts at my tribe, the Crow tribe. We have the Black Lodge, the No Water, the Reno, the Pryor, the River Crow, Valley of the Chiefs, Sanex, and Mighty Few. We have, so we're always competing with each other. I belong with the Big Lodge, that's my mom's side. And so we have the annual hand games every end of August. That's the junior. The juniors start first, and that's the end of April. And that's 30 years on down in each of the districts. We also invite our neighbors, the Northern Cheyennes, and our longtime friends, the Oklahomas, the Kiowas come. They come over and we play our hand games. Each district has their own special dress attire with shawl. The men wear shirts with vests, and we all match. So there'll be a designer. They'll say, okay, here's the design on the shawl, here's the dress, here's the shirt color for the men's, and here's the vest. So in a way that kind of helped me with my applique work growing up. My grandparents and my mom, they would all play hand game, and as kids we end up fringing. When that time comes, I remember we used to always take off. Like, oh, we're gonna go here. No, you fringe. And so we always had to help grandma and my grandparents always with fringing and stuff. So that kind of helped with my applique work and with my sewing as of today. And we started young. We were like 12. So grandma would say, cut this out for me. So we'd cut everything out by hand. Back then, they didn't have wander under. They had felt. My grandparents had felt, and we would pin things on to the shawls, and she'd say, okay, you got to sew it like this. And so, that kind of helped me growing up. All this old school stuff, I mean, still doing it today, considering all this fancy stuff that I can't do that. But I work with also, as you can see, I work with Pendleton. I love working with Pendleton. The youth like that. I do this one where it's a bodice and the bottom is all tulle. I use 40 yards of tulle and it's like a Cinderella dress. But I have pictures on my website. Check those out. But and then so now last year this past March I was accepted to the herd again. So I made this beaded bodice. This took me like a month and a half. I beat it. I put everything together. I had to beat through boning. So boning is what helps keep you up. And so I had to beat through that. This is my old, kind of like contemporary old style of beadwork, beaded florals, the florals that we do. Nowadays we have so much color and we have tri-cuts. See how it's kind of shiny? This is tri-cuts. The seed beads are like this, they're rounded. There's cut. And then sometimes there's not just the plain regular beads, but we love the cut. 11s is what our main color is. For the crows, we love pink. We're the pink people. We love the crow pink colors. But back home in Montana, there's 12 native tribes in Montana, 7 reservations. My tribe is the biggest tribe. We have 2.3 million acres, and we have about 15,000 members, and we're growing. We're not a rich tribe. My people are poor, but we're rich in culture. We're rich in our heritage and our teachings, and I'm fortunate to still speak my language and understand my language. I love working with so many different fabrics. I always have to touch things. I'm a person that has to touch, feel, maybe smell it, you know. I'm always hands-on stuff, and I'm always working with my hands. And then I am in the process of making a matching clutch. So whenever I have free time, I'm still working on it, slowly. But this one, took me like a month and a half straight because I wanted to enter it for the herd, and I didn't start till like maybe end of January. Because the process for me, some designers draw things out. I'm not like that. Like, it has to come to me. I have to dream about it. So things don't come to me right away. Maybe probably like almost a year, I think this one was in the process for like a year and what I wanted to do. And so a lot of time I'm a praying person. I'm very spiritual, and everything has to come to me, and I have to see it, but I can't draw it out. My friends are always like, how can you do that? I go, I don't know. It just has to come to me, and then I have to. There's like trials, like, okay, I'll start off, and then I don't like it. I'll take it apart. Okay, maybe this, like that. So there's like always a trial and error of things to make it precise. So this part I didn't know. I wanted to see if I could probably take it out. So I had a few people very interested in, and the South Dakota Museum too is very interested in this. And so I wanted to see. I'm always like the last 2 dresses with Tony, where you can wear it during the day, make it functional. So I wanted to see if I could take this out where, you can just wear it with a jeans and a top with a blazer. So I'm always like, everything has to be functional. So like what I'm wearing, I could take this off and put a jacket on, dress it up, dress it down. So that's how I always want to incorporate stuff in my fashion. And it's for everybody. I do all sizes. We, the Crow people, were very modest. I'm married. I've been married for going on 25 years now. And we're very modest as a wife, but I like showing skin. I like the sheer stuff. I like the elegance of it, and I love sharing my teachings with the world. And if you have any questions, come to my booth. I have business cards, and thank you.